Hey YouTube, this is Jim with the Triangle 4, and it's March, and for us that means maple syrup season. So this video is going to be about how we collect our maple syrup and what we've learned over the years through trial and error, and maybe we can help somebody else who's starting out not go through as many hoops as we did. And I'm just going to show you what we found to be the best process for us. Stay tuned. Alright, to do a little backstory, let's show you some of the systems that are out there. What we started with, and I started with my dad when I was a kid, is buckets. Buckets with spiles, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Me and my dad did 30 or 40. He made a few gallons for himself and the family, which consisted of grandparents on the farm and siblings families that wanted some, and friends and family, and they just gave it away. Fast forward to me and my wife building the house here, and I wanted to do the same thing with my kids when they were small. So we got a bunch of buckets, hung 25 or 30 out, and we were making syrup for a few years. Let me show you the bucket here that we've got mocked up. Okay, so what do you start with? You put a hole in a tree, and this isn't a how-to video, so there's other things out there. This is an old style. Put a hole in a tree, 7/16 drill. This had a hook, and then you had usually a galvanized steel pail like this with a hole on the side, and you hang the pail on the hook, and then you have one of these nice fancy covers just to keep leaves, rain, maybe even snow out. And I'm not going to be able to do this one-handed, but you basically just press down on the top. It's very flexible, and that goes on there. So for me and the wife, we started out with this till we decided we wanted to do more. And at that time, I don't know if you can tell here, you got two different size flexible plastic lines. This is called 5/16. This is called 3/16. We only knew of the 5/16. So instead of having 20 or 30 buckets on trees, now we ran tubes through the woods. With the 5/16, ran them all here to the sugar shack. And the 5/16 did good. It was filling up barrels, but then we heard about 3/16 line and how that could do it faster with more volume, without any extra equipment like a vacuum, that type of thing. So we did that for a while, and we filled up more barrels. Well, then we needed more than barrels because we wanted to keep making more, so we got a bulk tank, vacuum system, releaser, and now what to do with all this 3/16 line. Well, let me show you. So the back of our releaser was really made for larger type of line, but what we came up with originally was several of these. We plugged one end of a 3/4 inch main line, and we put in all these, we made a manifold for the 3/16 lines to come into, and they just screw into any of these fittings, and that was doing great too. But I didn't like all the spaghetti in the woods, the whole mess. So more reading ensued, and we found this main line. Wow, okay, that sounded like a solution to a problem that was only a problem for me, I guess. I just didn't like all those lines in the woods. So we ran mainline. And we started with 5/16 off of the main, coming into the main line. And that worked okay, but not great. I don't know, for us at least, even keeping the vacuum on, it seemed like it took half a day for the for the 5/16 lines to get flowing real good, where the 3/16 lines, I don't know why, but you know, the kind of vacuum they were pulling, whatever, they would start producing sap a lot faster, a lot sooner. So a lot of time went by, we tried different things, and this is what I came up with. Because we're lucky enough not to have a flat wood lot. We've got a wood lot that's got about 50 or 60 feet of height going up the hill. So I put a main line like this right across the bottom of the hill. And this main line runs across the bottom of the hill and back into the collection house. Now, this is my hybrid system, and I call it a hybrid system because, in case you're not familiar with this, so this is the main line. These are your lateral lines that run up through the woods, and all your drops, and this is a drop line, attaches to that lateral line. That lateral line comes to the main line, comes back to the sugar shack. Great. We were doing that, but you've got to sanitize or replace these taps every year. And I hated cutting them off and having to put new ones on. I don't know, I guess I don't like to waste. But then I saw somebody using these, and these are a quick connect. And they're just a quarter turn. If I can do this one-handed. Okay, so these quarter turn quick connects, you turn that, they come right apart. You got a male end, the female end, and now I could come up and take out our drop line, take it home, sanitize it, and not have to cut anything, you know, for a couple years. And then I could bring them back and reuse them. Yeah. All right. It's just going to play with me there. But anyway, and when the next season comes, bring these back, you put them together, you get the idea. Quarter turn them. Now, why am I using 5/16 drops? Because these quick connects, unfortunately, at least around here that I've seen, only come in 5/16. I have not seen them in 3/16 yet. But I still wanted all my laterals to be the 3/16 line, the smaller one, because that creates more of a natural vacuum coming out of the woods. So we've got a T here that is 3/16, 3/16 to 5/16. And then it goes to these 5/16 quick connects and 5/16 tap. That's what all my drops are. And then coming down to the main line, you have a coupler that's 3/16 to 5/16, and then I have that coming to another quick connect, and then that loops back into these type of connection connectors that they have for the main lines for your tubing to go into. Now, why do I have a quick connect right here? Because right in the middle of the season, sometimes you may get a plug up one of these lateral lines. And you'd think it would be easy to figure out if you're seeing, you know, getting sap flowing down, but on a heavy day, you know, with no bubbles in there, if you got a real good thing going, you can't tell. So what I can do is come in and disconnect that for just a second. And if I've got sap flowing right out, squirting all over, then I know that that's working. And this system has worked great for us. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I know it's a little bit of extra components and stuff like that, but now I get the advantage of the main line running through the woods rather than all these small lines. And these little laterals just come off of the main line. I do about no more than 25 taps on the 3/16. And my drop lines are the 5/16. I can just disconnect them at the end of the season, bring them home, clean them, store them, and then they're ready for the next season. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. This coupler has a little hook on it. I don't know if you can see that, but that goes to your wire that holds up your main line. because up in the woods you're going to have a lot of tension holding this lateral, and so then it just comes back and connects onto there. And that allows this not to have tension, because you don't want this connector to be getting yanked on. It doesn't make a good seal to your main line if that happens. So that's our system, and that's been working great for us. Now we can turn the vacuum on and have lots of sap come out, but if we don't want to run the vacuum, or we've got it down for maintenance or something else, then having the 3/16 up in the woods still gives us a natural vacuum, and we'll just have sap pouring into the sap house, into the bulk tank on a really good day. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something just for the fun of it, or maybe you'll get a chance to go out and try it yourself. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.